So you're going on a Japan trip and you want to film the glowing lights of Tokyo, the great temples of Kyoto, the Glico sign, and you know you're going to be doing a lot of walking and albeit traveling. So you're going to bring this guy, the Osmo Pocket 3, because this thing is perfectly equipped for the Japan trip, and it's actually perfectly culturally fit for Japan. What does that mean? Let's get in there. So what do I mean by culturally fit? Japan is a country of not being meiwaku, so not being a nuisance. And this camera kind of perfectly fits with that. You're not carrying big bulky gear that gets in the way of people. You're not putting a tripod in the middle of the street that gets in the way of people. You're not pointing these big black cameras at people. And it is just small, it's stealthy, and it kind of goes with the flow. And that's exactly what this is built for. And the fact that this thing is not bulky and professional looking means that you're not gonna be getting a lot of eyes on you when you're filming. You can't film in Japan as easily as you can in other countries. There are a lot of gray area rules, especially with big camera rigs. You might be seen as commercial filming, and that becomes a whole thing where you need to get a permit. People are like, no, you can't, you gotta blur people's faces out, and it's like a whole gray area thing. Does that matter for you as a tourist? Probably not, but it's just something to be aware of. That when you're using the power of the DJI and its stealthy abilities to get candid shots and all that stuff, just remember to operate in good faith and not be a weirdo. And just be aware that there are places that don't allow filming. Be on the lookout for signs. And if you think about Japan, Japan's a very small island, right? So a lot of places are very tight, especially in Tokyo. So you're going through tight crowds, you're going through tight alleyways, you're going through little shops that are very small. This thing is so perfect for those little tight spaces because you can just kind of go like this and manipulate the gimbal around and just put your arm up like this instead of, swinging around an iPhone and trying to get the shot, blah, 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 and put a selfie like this. Which brings me to my second point of practicality. So on your Japan trip, you're gonna be doing a lot of walking, 10,000 steps, 20,000 steps a day. When you're walking through Tokyo, going up and down stairs, going through Kyoto and Osaka and all that stuff. This is the perfect camera for that because one, it has a gimbal and the gimbal stabilizes your shot without using any electronic stabilization. So you're not gonna be losing any quality. It's literally just holding it down for you. That also kind of brings it into the whole idea of you're gonna be doing a lot of walking and traveling. This thing is super lightweight. It weighs less than a hamburger, guys. You could put it in your pocket. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but you're not carrying around a big mirrorless. You're not carrying around a big rig. Even your phone, even this phone weighs more than this thing. And I know a lot of people like big phones, so don't tell me you go to, I'm running an iPhone mini. No, you're not. Yeah, even just getting this horizontal shot is a lot easier than holding your phone out like this, right? And one of the best parts about it for travel is that you don't really need to pay attention to it that much. For example, if you have the footage here, I can look around, do whatever I want, and it's just kind of focusing on it. You can track something, maybe you see a big pagoda, in this case a camera, and I'm walking around doing my thing and it's just tracking the camera, and it's such an easy passive camera to use. And then when you're doing your selfie shots, goes like this, has face tracking, and you can just chill where you're walking around and going, hey guys, what's up, it's me. I'm just doing my thing, and the thing is just tracking you as you're talking and you're actually enjoying your travel time instead of focusing on shots or whatever. That's what just makes it so convenient for travel, and you're just taking in all the sights and sounds of Japan without paying attention to it. Battery life is also really good too. So it lasts about an hour of 4K 24. Continuous filming, you're not gonna be doing continuous filming. You're gonna be little shots here and there. Lasts about, maybe a quarter or half the day. The good news is if you have a mobile battery, which you should have, you can charge this thing with USB-C, charges in 15 minutes. That is practical. Especially when you're eating at a restaurant and you want to film yourself eating. You're not gonna set up this big ass ZVE1 or using an iPhone that has a crappy selfie front facing camera. You can just put this down right in front of you and you can just eat and do your vlog, have it face track you while you're doing whatever you want. And it just works. It's a cultural fit. The restaurants are tight in Japan, guys. Look, it's perfectly built for it. And of course, you gotta talk about the image quality. Yes, the iPhones these days have really great image quality. They're great, they're fantastic, but this is super nice. Look at this 1-inch sensor. That is much bigger than your iPhone's little baby sensors, which means it's really great for low light. So not only are you gonna be getting crisp shots during the day and just getting really, really nice colors with 10-bit color, you're gonna also be getting great low light. So again, we're talking about the golden trip, right? You guys wanna do your neon lights, super nice. It just looks beautiful. I remember when I used this thing for the first time and I saw my friend using it for low light, it just super clean. super, super clean stuff. And it's a 20mm lens, which means it's wide, boy, so you'll be able to capture, like I said, been saying this whole video, capturing tight spaces. So it's perfect for selfies and vlogging. But the only trade-off is that it doesn't have a zoom like the iPhones do, or even a mirrorless does. So usually I'll like support this with an iPhone or my FX30 or something like that to kind of get those nice zooms. But recently they added an update to give a telezoom. I don't know how they do it. I think it's like AI or something. And you'll be able to get a little bit of a 1.5 zoom on there, and you can still get some shots, and it's super nice. It does take a little bit of a learning curve to learn how the gimbal works, but you know, practice takes time. Or you can set it to FPV mode and you can just use like an iPhone and it'll still work. But as we're talking about technical stuff, it isn't waterproof or water sealed, so maybe don't use this in the rain like you would with an iPhone. And the cool thing about this is that if you are a cinematic man, you can film in 24 FPS with the whole shutter speed, you know, 1/50, get the nice motion blur, and then film in D-Log M to get like the cool like flat profile so you can get some beautiful graded footage, throw some filters on there, black mist, and it just looks absolutely amazing. Your Japan trip is gonna make everybody's panties wet. It's gonna look beautiful. And guys, that gets into our integration today with Dehancer. Look at this footage. So this is a DJI in regular mode. It was originally D-Log M. And then look at this grade, baby. Oh, super beautiful. I love using Dehancer. I've been using Dehancer on my footage for the past month, and it kind of gets you that old vintage film look. Film grain, bloom, halation, colors, the generic orange and teal that everybody's doing. And the great part about it is that it also has a mobile app. You can easily just get your footage, do it really quick, and get some beautiful, amazing, vintage looking, nostalgic footage right out the door. Usually this would take me so long to do. I'd set up like a million grades, try to figure out LUTs here and this, blah, blah, blah. Use my code for 10% off. It has just been the go-to tool of why my B-roll looks so goddamn beautiful. Hopefully, yes, thank you. The reason why you would want to have a kind of a dedicated camera if you're semi-serious about vlogging your life or whatever is that you're gonna have to be using your phone for a lot of different things. You're gonna be using your phone for shopping, for your transport, for translations, for maps. Just having a camera that's dedicated to, you know, filming kind of helps you separate the functions. For me anyway, just like I have this for filming and this is just my tool for whatever. And the fact that you can just pull it up super quick just to capture something is just super intuitive, because a lot of things happen in Japan that just like, what's going on? What is this? I need to film it really quick, and it'll just get the job done. I love it. But anyways, guys, that is the DJI. And of course, if you want to make your footage look even better for your mom, try out Dehancer. Codes down below. Guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for watching. Here's the golden trip, and I'll see you guys next time.